What's up, y'all? Jay here with the Jey and Meka channel.
No.
Everybody, I'm Jay.
And I'm Meka.
And this is our channel. And today we are going to be doing a recap of Life After Lockup.
Yes.
Season 1, Episode 2. And I'm actually going to let...
It's not season 1.
Hey, y'all. Well, I got so used to recording by myself.
I'm here now.
I know. What's up, y'all? Sorry, had some technical difficulties, some malfunctions. So
this episode, Courtney is actually getting out of jail. She is coming out of the jail and she's expecting Will to be there. But Will had talked to one of his homeboys, and the homeboy was kind of like, why are you going out there again? And she's doing all this. And I guess he thought about it and was like, you know what? Oh, I know what made him do it. So they had applied for like this waiver to get her to be able to go across state because that's his wife and live with him in Sacramento. Yeah. She's in Portland. And so the probation officer or somebody from the prison called and said she will not be allowed to do that because she messed up her probation by taking illegal substances.
Well, no, I mean, just by getting arrested again.
Well, yeah, but that's what she got arrested for, was
but...
taking illegal substances. So she comes out, she's expecting to see Will, and lo and behold, Will is not there, but this guy, Mark, is there. And she's acting like, it was weird to me because she was kind of like, why are you here? And I'm like, well, you obviously called him to be here, right?
Well,
like,
you know what?
Just in case Will, because she said she had a feeling Will might not show up.
She had a feeling, but here's the thing. The thing about Courtney, you can tell how she deals with and handles men in her little sphere. Mm-hmm. The sheer audacity that she felt the way, so she had this guy coming, not knowing if Will would be there or not. You know what I mean? Like, she's reckless. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a situation. Now, she doesn't know necessarily how to handle it because there are guys that'll pull up and put hands on people for that. The other guy, not when we're not on no, DV type stuff or whatever. But, she obviously knew had this guy come. But I personally felt in that situation she was trying to guilt Will into, continue to be her sugar daddy and supply her with funds or whatnot.
Mm-hmm. So it appears that Mark is like a sugar daddy. Basically, he's available to her when she calls. Courtney says that she has never slept with him.
She's done something.
Right. And he's very much willing and apparently able to supply her with money and whatever she needs, probably a place to stay, whatever it is she needs. So they're driving from, well, actually before they do that, she gets on the phone with Will.
Yeah.
And she's like, basically like, where are you? I'm your wife. You left me. Like, I made a mistake. Get over it. And if you are familiar with Courtney, there is a level of immaturity that she has, an entitlement that she has also. And I would say, and I think she's pretty used to using people for money and them using her for other things. So she kind of is like, how dare you not show up for me, right? And so they're kind of going back and forth. And in the end, he's like, she's like, so are you like gonna, one of the questions she asked him was, she has to move into a new halfway house. At this halfway house, because she got kicked out of the other one, now she has to pay rent. Okay. And she's like, so are you gonna pay my rent? And he's like, you really think I'm gonna pay your rent? Like, after you did exactly what I asked you not to do? And he basically was like, hell nah. And he hung up on her.
I think he's gonna pay it.
I think he's gonna pay it.
Like honestly, like if he wasn't the type of person to do that, like the thing about Courtney is she's obviously used to dealing with a lot of guys in that sphere, and I mean, it might not be a term people like, but a lot of simps. If she didn't feel he would do that, she wouldn't waste her time. She would,
or even approach him that
way. Approach him that way. Well, no, she would, because she would still try to see if she could, because he is married to her. He wouldn't have got to the point of marrying her if she hadn't already pushed him to that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I do feel like Will is kind of growing a backbone with her. to be able to, you know, kind of, because he, so far this season, he's shown various areas where he's like, no, I'm good. On the first phone call, no, you sit there, you eat that food, you feel it.
Yeah.
He was on his way to go get her. No, I'm finna go back to Sacramento, I'm gonna go jogging. I mean, so I feel like he is recognizing it a little bit more. And I think Will is gonna be one of the people in this season that he learned a tough lesson, but I think he's gonna learn the lesson with Courtney. Personally.
Yeah. For sure.
Hopefully, but he could just
maybe I don't know. It's a little I don't know, but yeah. But then you know, just very quickly, Mark is like, "It's okay, I'm here for you," and you know, he's kind of making her slightly uncomfortable. It seems because she's acting like it's cringy that he's even talking to her like that, which I was kind of like.
You think she's aware the camera's on her?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
I think it's more so that because I just feel like she's done something with him.
You know why I think that?
At some point. Probably.
It's one of two things. Either it's 50-50. Either she hasn't or she has. Either her calling him coming, she may have never done nothing with this man, but he thinks this is his way into it. Or she has. Yeah. And, you know, because the sheer audacity that she's able to talk about her husband in front of him like that, but him knowing what his intentions are, it's, you know, it's very, there's a big duality to those two things. So either she did something 100% or she's used him to the point where he thinks he can. Either way, she's playing the game. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But yeah.
So that was them. Yeah. So that was pretty much their story for that episode. So we're going to move on to I would say they're kind of fan favorites. Cool. Kiana, DeMardre, and Joa. Okay. So this episode, DeMardre's son is going to be, is it his first birthday?
No,
it's not his first birthday.
I think it's his first birthday party.
That he's there.
DeMardre, yes.
Got it, yeah. So his thing is he wants to be there for his son, and he realizes or understands that him and Kiana and Joa have issues.
Yeah,
him. But he feels like they need to put that aside. In the meantime, these two women have been going online, bashing each other. Kiana at some point posted some, you know, kind of like provocative, scantily clad type pictures of Joa. And the question was, where did she get them pictures from? And DeMardre filled in the blank. And in a way that was like, duh. He was basically like, she got them pictures because she got them out of my phone. And he just said that like, I mean, she shouldn't have been looking at my phone type of thing. She got the pictures out of my phone.
Quick question for you. How do you feel about that?
I feel like in their situation, he knows that there is a lot of issues between those two women. He's choosing to deal with those two women. He's also choosing to pretend or act like, or whatever you want to call it, or try to be with Kiana on a more serious level. So he says, I think that he should have took the time because he has been locked up. Okay. So one could assume, and I could be wrong because you did make a good point, he ain't had no phone for that long. So the picture can only be so old that he got to his phone. We also know that from last season that he did cross that line with Joa. Confirmed that he crossed that line. So that picture at least is probably from that time frame and he just didn't delete it. You get what I'm saying? I just feel like he shouldn't have pictures of her naked in his phone.
Here's the thing. So a couple things. In the picture, her hair is completely different, but women change their hair a lot. Okay. Yeah. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's recent. You know, yes, he was locked up. It could be very recent. But at the same time, even though they did have that interaction, it depends on when she pressed them. You don't necessarily think, men and women, I think men and women don't overtly think about those things off top. You're more, if you're with somebody, you're focused on this. You're not like, ooh, I need to go to my phone and delete everything just because one, if you're, go ahead.
I think with their history is different. I get what you're saying. If like you just started dating somebody, right? And y'all become boyfriend and girlfriend. Potential you may be having some things in your phone that was from the past is kind of likely, right? That you didn't get to. But with them having the history that they have, this is from high school to now, right? Like, you know that they got beat for real. Like, y'all have been together at this point since you've been out of jail, or supposed to be together, you and Kiana. but then you backslide, and when you have gone over there to see your kids, you have messed around with your baby mom. So I get why, whatever. I personally would never post another woman's pictures online like that. That's just not something that I would do. So I don't necessarily agree with her for doing that.
No, that was messy as hell, but
I wouldn't do something like that. And again, the longevity, right? I feel like Kiana, when you do something like that, now you're saying, well, why doesn't she want me at her house at her son's birthday party? You posted her naked pictures.
No, she don't like you.
And but that's one of the reasons, right? Like,
even if
that Joella actually said, she said, look at the kind of stuff that she's doing, and she showed Demadrick the picture. Why would I want her at my house around my kids? True, I have to agree with her.
No, that's true. But I think even without the picture, she still would want her there.
Oh, right. But this gives her.
I think it gives her ammunition.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, that's what happened. So she's right in feeling that way. And she said her son could come. She said Kiana's son could come because Demadrick's son and Kiana's son are close.
Which I think that is the whole thing. Mm-hmm. She's saying, hey, you can't come because I don't mess with you like that.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So, it kind of shows the mindset of somebody who, even if they can't stand this person, they're kind of trying to grow and try to keep stuff a certain way. But what I think is, out of all three of these people, Kiana is the most immature.
It is feeling that way. And then also, like, I'm going to be honest with you, I wouldn't be so mad. I mean, Kiana and Demadrick are not married, okay? And, like, I wouldn't even be that mad if Joella took it a step further and was like, hey, I don't trust this lady around my kid. Like, this doesn't make sense to me. She's putting my pictures up. Now, we're going to keep in mind that Joella's doing her part, too. Okay? She's doing some messy stuff, too. But with that being said, she's the one with the children. She's the one that had babies with Demadrick. Kiana does not have babies with Demadrick. They are not married. If Joella really wanted to, she could really press it and be like, I don't want none of them around my kid, right? Like, your kids, none of that. But Joella at least was like, hey, the little boy ain't did nothing. He can come to the party. But I just don't think it's a good idea for Kiana to come. And I get that, because you don't know what this person is going to do when they come to your child's birthday party. You don't know if they're going to try to start something. They're going to get an attitude.
And you're finna do a
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They get attitude, or even just try to make it about them. And this is the child's party, right? Like, you walking around mad. Remember at the barbecue when Demadrick came home and she walking around, stomping around and doing all that stuff, So I get it. But yeah, that's what's going on with them.
Well, actually, and so we can wrap, because honestly, them three you can talk about for a while. But it wraps up their portion at the end. Something happened. Joella did something. And Kiana ran to the bathroom, and we'll find out on the next episode.
There's
some smoke coming.
Also, what was confirmed kind of in this episode is that Joella, the producers asked her, hey, when's the last time you slept with Demadrick? And she was like, I'm going to just say I can get it when I want.
She said she got that fountain.
And faucet. So yeah, that's their story, and we're gonna move on from there, because like he said, there is a lot to unpack with that couple. It's almost like they need their own review recap that we're doing. So
we'll get to it.
Yeah, but next up we have JK and Brooke.
Yeah, JK and Brooke. I'll pick this one.
Okay. Yeah.
So JK and Brooke, JK's trying to get on his feet, and this is actually honestly, I like this episode for JK for various reasons. He's really trying to get his feet on stable ground. He's out here, trying to get a truck to do this delivery business. And we've seen his father. He spoke to his father, and him and his father have had a relationship that has been kind of here and there, obviously, over the years with what JK's been doing, and also his father pursuing his career. But it was cool to see that. That was pretty much it for JK himself. He didn't have any messiness this episode. But we did find out that whilst Brooke has been at that house, with him and his mother and his stepfather and I think an auntie or something, she lost her job, as I stated in the previous episode, and she went to Bonnie at her job and told her that she's not working. And Bonnie just like a good backstabber and a good friend at the same time.
Yeah,
Backstabbed her and
see,
this is why I be saying like you when you're in a situation, you know, we as a collective all through the world we have people that we've dealt with, whatever. It's tough sometimes to you can't really keep those connections too close, depending on the person and where they're at. You definitely can't have your current girlfriend and your best friend, which is somebody that you messed with, living together, because they're gonna gravitate a certain way. Right. Anyway, so she contacted JK right away and said, "Hey, old girl ain't working."
Immediately.
And JK went and addressed it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Brooke did what Brooke does, and she put her foot down. And I was like, and you know, get out of my house. She was like, nah, I'm good. I'm coming in here with you. So it kind of, honestly, their relationship, I'm seeing who wears the pants in that relationship overall. And it's Brooke.
Okay.
100%. Yeah. I think Brooke wears the pants. You know, JK can try to assert himself all he wants, but Brooke is going to wear the pants in it. And I do not think that is good for JK, because from the preview that we've seen of this season, I think she is going to push him to a place to where she's putting too much on him. Yeah. And she's been doing that since last season, and it's very unfortunate, because I do think JK is a person that, given the right circumstances and given the chance to grow, he can do that. But I think Brooke is putting so much on him. She wants a kid. She wants this. She wants him to do with her kids, even though he ain't got nothing. He's willing to, but she pushes so much stuff. I think she's gonna. I just hope this doesn't end with JK back in jail.
Yeah.
And I feel like
it
could, yeah. And that would be very unfortunate, because, you know, at the end of the day, I think people deserve to get out and have the opportunity to correct themselves. Yeah, he actually is trying.
It's a lot of stress, I feel, unnecessary at times, you know, in regard to him and Brooke's relationship. I don't know, y'all, like, myself probably was like, one thing that I said initially was like, how dare he get on her about not having a job when he ain't got no job, right? That's what everybody was thinking. We find out this episode where it adds a little bit of clarity to why he was feeling that way. Apparently, Brooke has had 6 jobs over the past year. Yeah. So she can't keep a job. So his thing was, I'm concerned about that. You talking about you want to have a kid? You talking about you want to do this? Like, how can we have a kid and you're not stable? And she's like, well, you ain't even got a job, so don't talk to me about it. But I get what he's saying in a sense. Yeah, he's working to get a job. He did just get out of jail. You kind of got to give him
But she also knew it was a problem, because as soon as she talked to her, you know, their friend about it, Ronnie, the first thing that she said was, as soon as he found out I'm not working, it's a problem. So
definitely, you know, that's, and I didn't understand that ever. I was kind of like, huh?
Yeah, wait, but that's why, because she's not stable, you know, which kind of showed it, because last season and season, the one consistent thing is that her 2 sons are with her mother all the time.
Priorities.
So,
priorities for sure. But okay, so we're gonna move on to Justine and Mike. They are fan favorites from a few seasons ago. So this episode, they are in conflict because Justine wants this huge wedding. She would like an elephant at her wedding. She wants a big wedding dress. She wants all the things. Okay, and they're already married legally, and they have, between the two of them, how many kids do they have? 9 children, and they have, what, 1 together? Or, I don't know. I think they only have 1 together, maybe 2. I'm not quite sure. But, you know, it's a very blended mixed family, which is fine, all well and good. Priorities. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wants to, now, his thing is, he's kind of like a hustler. Like, he, you know, starts businesses, and I would say with them having that many kids, it looks like they live pretty good. They live in Vegas, nice house. They're taking care of all these kids, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's doing something right, you know, with these businesses that he has, because that was her thing. He has all these businesses. She's like, I'm not trying to put no more money into another business until I have my wedding, right? And so they end up having this business meeting with this guy who is a celebrity barber. So we already know this man got money. Like, he makes good money. By the way he dressed, you can kind of tell he make probably good money. And so his thing was they want to start this luxury barber shop. you know, with these very
$250 a cut.
$250 a cut. Very expensive haircuts. They want to give a luxury experience, all the 9 stars, drinks, whatever, right? While they're getting a haircut. Anyway, so they go. This is supposed to be a business meeting. Justine tags along for the business meeting. They go up and they're talking, and Justine is losing focus of this is a business meeting, because what ends up happening is I think one of them asked, how much is it gonna be? And the guy, the celebrity barber dude, is like, well, we looking at about $100K. And Justine's like, excuse me? And she was like, look, I just want to make sure that $100K doesn't come out of our wedding fund. And he's looking at her like, Justine, this is a business meeting. Like, we're not talking about the wedding. So they kind of go back and forth with that. She gets really upset, walks out, and they kind of go at it a little bit in the parking lot. And he's just basically like, all I'm trying to do is start this business, make this money, and then you can get the wedding of your dreams. We can take the money from the business and give you the wedding, but in order to do that, we're going to have to postpone this wedding a little bit further, and she ain't trying to hear that.
He needs to figure out if he wants to get yelled at now or later. Because
right.
the thing is, either
I
you're
want to
going
hear
to...
the guy's perspective.
Yeah, either you're going to get yelled at now because you're like, look, 60 grand, nah, I'm going to invest in our future. I'm going to solidify our family like I've been trying to do this whole time. And then we'll do it later. Or you'll get yelled at later after you spend $60,000 on this wedding, and then you're trying to recoup, you know what I mean, and catch up, and then you get yelled at then. And since I didn't see their original season of the show, I'm just kind of going off what I see right now. I feel like it's 50-50 which way he will go, because I will say the fact that, you know, she presses it to that extent means that he has in the past allowed her to press him in that manner, and he caved in. So, you know, we shall see. But I mean, it comes down to deal with it now or deal with it later. Me personally, I'd do it later. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, hey, all right, cool.
And we were in agreement on this one.
And we work.
I'm just like, I feel like if you're already married, I get like you want that moment. But it's go time now. Like, we have this family we gotta take care of. Like, the priority is making sure that we have a roof over our head. We have the things we need.
And they have a daughter, another daughter going into college.
Yeah, they got a daughter going into college. You know, it's just, you know, maybe scale it down. You don't have to have an elephant. Like, that's just a lot. You know, like, yeah. So that was their thing. And
if you want him to give you what you want, then you have to work with him.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, it just can't be a thing of servitude. And I feel like I get it, they've been, but you know, you're not standing still. And she's treating it like she's standing still. So, but yeah, that's my thought on them too.
Yeah, for sure. So I want to see how this unpacks. Okay, let's talk. Do you think he's gonna fold? Or you feel like
no, he's gonna fold. He's gonna fold. I can see in the way that he handled, he's gonna fold.
I feel like he
because honestly, if he wasn't gonna fold, he wouldn't have chased her out of the building.
I mean,
he would have gave her a moment to go and chill. Hey, you know, let me situate this here, and then I'm gonna come and talk to you. So at least that's how I feel. I don't know this man. Like I said, I didn't see their first season. I feel like he's gonna fold. So
yeah. So with that being said, we're gonna move on to the next couple.
Who we got?
Leticia and Keith. I am aware of them, but I don't know a whole lot about them. I understand that they were on obviously all these people were on previous seasons, but I do know, I think they were somewhat popular in their season. I don't know. But you want to take this one?
Yeah, this is pretty cut and dry. We've seen in the past episode, she came to get Keith to take him to Iowa so he could go to his halfway house and kind of do those things. She got a limo and stuff. They couldn't take that, so they took the bus.
Yeah.
But they did get their little session in the limo. They made a point of that, which hey, I feel look on.
Yeah.
I
mean,
we doing a little something. But they take the bus up there, and you know she had his whole family there waiting. Her daughters, his children, his family, which I thought was really cool. You know, the one thing I will say is she is showing.
She really did a lot of nice things for him, for sure.
You know, she definitely has shown that, and that's really, really cool. You know what I'm saying? And you got to see him interact, and even the stuff he said to show that he's like, he wants to build with her kids, also her daughters and whatnot. The biggest, honestly, it was a really short segment for them. The biggest thing was, you know, he's going to a halfway house, which is co-ed. and she's worried about women pulling up on him in the co-ed situation. And I think she's completely, that's a completely rational thought for her to have. Yeah. You know, you're dates away, he's there, he's out, he's been in our son. You know, so this is something that's going to test the
No, she's only 20 minutes from the halfway house.
Oh, well, I mean, that's still far enough.
But still, I get it. You know, I can understand the concern. You know?
Yeah, that's definitely concerning. You know, that kind of shows, this situation could show how much fortitude is in their relationship. So, but I mean, it wasn't a lot with them, but I think it's good so far. You know, we still have to see what Keith's character is, us personally, since we didn't see the previous season that they're on. So right now, for me personally, it's just a big question mark. What about yourself?
It's the same for me. Like, I really don't know. What I do know is she don't play. I could see her just from the little bit of that we saw from the last 2 episodes. Yeah. I could tell, and him, honestly, I could tell if it goes there, it's gonna go there. Like with both of them, right? Like I feel like they both got it in them. Like if a situation pop off, it might get a little something. Because neither one of them no punks. So we gonna see how it goes. But next up, Daniel and Bianca. Oh, look, you forgot.
So check this out.
Well, no.
This is gonna be very short. So Daniel and Bianca. Not gonna say I don't care for their story, but I don't care for their story. Yes. There's nothing like he got caught a while back during COVID, I believe, stealing from a Walmart. So he has to go to court for that. He has relapsed as far as his drinking.
She doesn't know.
And she doesn't know. So he's going through that. She's kind of skeptical about their situation. And clarity and communication, which is understandable. But honestly, they have not been there's nothing really to dig in with them to, that I've seen. So like from this episode that we've seen, the big scenes, you know, the ending with Kiana and Joa and Demadric. And then Will and Courtney. Kind of seeing what goes on with them. Yeah. Everybody else is just kind of moving. Yeah, Courtney. So Courtney is Courtney. She's gonna do what she do. Yeah. You know, so I mean that's what I got from the episode. It was a cool episode.
I thought it was a good episode.
For a second episode, they're building blocks. I feel like there's gonna be a lot more stuff coming, truthfully. But yeah. So that's it.
So that was it. Good episode. Make sure y'all follow us on all of our channels. As you can see there at the bottom, we do little small clips of the episode, you know, that we feel are probably the most popular little clips that happen in that episode. So make sure you check us out on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all those. And follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube.
Subscribe.
Like, comment.
Help
hit
us
the notification bell. Hit the note. I'm a little rusty, y'all. I ain't been on here in a minute. My bad. So yeah, that's it. All right. Cool. You got a lot to take out anyway.